everyone, and welcome back to another Sims 3 speed build. So it's been a few weeks since I have posted a speed build, mostly because I've just been extremely busy. I've just been, like I said, like I've mentioned in the past, been really busy. The summer tends to be really busy for me because I have softball and all kinds of other things that I'm doing. And it's just so nice outside, so I go outside a lot and I do different things. And I'm just a lot more active during the summer than I am in the winter time. So anyway, so I try to get some, I try to build and everything. In fact, I even have a few builds ready, except they're just not furnished. I like building. I can sit here and build all of the time, but to furnish, I just don't. Furnishing just isn't my cup of tea. I mean, I don't mind doing it, and I don't think I do too bad at furnishing, but I would much rather just sit here and build empty houses all the time. But for me, in my games, I prefer to be able to plop down a house and know that Sims in the town can at least live in it. I don't like plopping down empty houses, so I don't build a lot of empty houses. I build houses that if I'm building, if I'm playing in the game, and I want to have a house, I can put it down and I don't even have to worry about furnishing because I don't particularly want to furnish. So, but anyway, real quick about this house. It does sit on a 20 by 30 lot. It will cost your Sims approximately 63,000 simoleons. And if you get it unfurnished, it'll be approximately 36,000 simoleons. It's not a very big house. As you can see, it does have possibilities of doing more in the basement if you want to make it a little bit bigger. All I put down there is just the garage and the laundry room. I have a laundry room down there. I mostly just didn't want to have a really big house. This one took me long enough as it is just to get around to finishing the furnishing, and it isn't even that big. But it does have possibilities already set up for you if you want to start, making the basement a little bit bigger. It will take, removing furniture and stuff like that in order to do it, but it is possible. I was laying in bed one night and I was just thinking, the only thought in my head was building this little house that had a basement or a garage underneath the house, and this is kind of what it came out to be. And of course, there's a lot of ways you can do a slope driveway, a lot of different ways. I don't do a lot of the ways that you see where they take it inch or click by click, I guess, lowering the ground and trying to make it perfect and smooth. And well, I just don't want to spend that much time. I don't want to sit here and mess with the driveway for a long period of time. So whenever I do slope driveways going down or driveways going up, if you ever notice, I don't actually sit here and spend a whole lot of time with it. And I cannot say that they're going to be perfect. And realistically, this would not be a very realistic driveway into the house. The house is way too close to the road, for one, to have made a good slope into the garage. So yeah, realistically, it wouldn't really work. You would bottom out your car every time you went in and out of the garage, and it just, like I said, it's just not realistic. So like I said, there's plenty of room, as you can see, that if you want to add, you'll have to do some moving of the furniture and stuff to do it, because you have to remove the foundation in order to continue down there. And of course, in order to do that, you have to delete, and the foundation means deleting the floor. So it is a kind of a pain. I have done it, so I know what it entails to do it, but it is possible if you want to, add more bedrooms or something like that, because this house is only 1 bedroom and 1 bath. It's really not big. Of course, I'm not really a person to build really big houses. Every now and then I feel like building this really big, gigantic, lavish house, but that takes me months. And I'm not exaggerating, it does take me like months to do. That's why I don't build them. I lose interest way too fast. I cannot sit here and build big houses Building a house that's 6, 7 bedrooms is just not gonna happen. You can request all you want, but I'm probably not gonna build them. You know, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I'm not gonna be the one to ask to build these really big, gigantic houses. There's plenty of other builders out there that do build really big houses, and they have lots of them, and they have, some of them even have almost 9 bedrooms. So those would be more likely I don't know if they'll take requests or not, but they do have lots of houses that they have already built that are really big. So anyway, I am more of a small to medium-sized house. You know, you're going to find on my channel 1 bedroom, and occasionally you'll have 4 to 5 bedrooms. You know, the houses are between small and medium, and I do starter homes and things like that. So lots of houses on my channel. I have lots more videos. I have some in Sims 4. I'm just not a Sims 4 builder. I keep thinking one of these times I'm going to get in there and build in Sims 4, but I just haven't really done it. I don't know. If they would just have, you know, where I could slope the ground and just do different things like I can in Sims 3, then heck yeah, I'd be in Sims 4 a whole lot more. Yeah, not having the color wheel kind of sucks. I wish I could change colors a little bit better, but what keeps me from building in Sims 4 the most is the lack of being able to do anything with the terrain and just a few other building aspects more than the decorating, because I really don't care a whole lot for decorating. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I can sit here and build all the time. And build all these frames of houses, and I can, you know, do the exterior and all that. But to go in and then actually furnish, that takes me forever. Not just in time wise, I don't want to do it. So it took me 4 times sitting at the computer to finish this house. 4 times. One time I sat at the computer and I built the exterior of the home. Another time I came in and I did just the kitchen. Yeah, only the kitchen and nothing else, because after that I didn't want to do anymore. And then the next time I came in, I think I did the bathroom and the dining room. And then I came in, that's already right there 3 times, 3 separate times, coming in and sitting at the computer and working on this house. And I could sit and do the entire exterior all in one shot. The exterior decorating, the wallpapers for the exterior, the building of the house, all of that, the sloping of the ground. I did all that in one shot, but when it comes to getting in here and actually decorating, I'm lucky to get 1 or 2 rooms done at a time, and that's what takes me so long. It takes me forever. I started this house a week and a half ago, and I just now finished it because I really didn't want to come in here and decorate. Now, the house, of course, I mean, it doesn't take me long to decorate. Ever since I upgraded my computer and stuff, it really don't take that long. The menus, they come up quickly. You know, cast is going to be slow no matter what you do. Your creative style is always going to be slow. You have to load up all of those patterns. The first time when you load the game and you load up the patterns, it always takes a little bit longer. And then the next time you go in, it's a little bit quicker. But it always has that time. And I have noticed that the amount of time it takes you to load up them patterns seems to have something to do with what category you are in to begin with. So depending on where you're in, those could be a little bit longer than others. But this time through in this house, I don't know what was different, but it actually went pretty quickly. Everything was loading really quick. Even the bigger categories were loading up really fast. I was having no problems. It could be because this world has absolutely nothing in it. I was using the world that my computer already had. I already had it loaded up. It was my series from the ground up, where there's absolutely nothing in it. So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. But the categories came up super fast. I wasn't having to worry about anything. There was no problems whatsoever. So, but it still took me a week and a half. It took me maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes to do the exterior of the house, to actually build the house. The other hour, 45, 2 hours or whatever it was, I'm not sure. This video is approximately a little over 2 hours, so somewhere between, hour and a half, 2 hours. It took me just to decorate. All that time just for decorating. Yeah, and then of course another time, I even did the garage and the laundry room at a separate time. I don't even remember what order I did everything in. I always do kitchens first. For whatever reason, I just always do kitchens. And then I decided to do the garage. And can you believe it? I actually put stuff in the garage. I don't even know why I did. I changed it so it would only show me the stuff from, what is that pack? Oh, I don't remember. It's one of the stuff packs or whatever they are, and it has nothing to... diesel stuff? Is it diesel stuff that has all the garage stuff? I had it show me only those items so I could quickly do the garage. That's usually why I don't do garages, because I don't want to sit there and try to find all the objects, but I just went ahead and had it, do only those from that pack, and it made it a lot quicker, so I went ahead and went with that. And now I'm in the dining room, and I couldn't decide. I wanted that wall gone because it seemed a little odd having that like corridor or whatever you want to call it. It's almost like a foyer in the back of the house. I don't really know, but I didn't like the way it looked without it. It still felt like it needed to have that wall. So I tried the half walls and some pillars. I didn't like the way that looked, and as you can see, I went back to the original. This dining room is open into the living room, but not technically. It is still separated by walls, so your Sims are still going to assume they're in an enclosed room with locked doors when they're in that dining room. But realistically, it would be, open to the living room, so you could still chat with ones in the living room. Just like the living room can chat with people in the kitchen because of the big archway. And the kitchen then, of course, has, like a door that goes from the kitchen into the dining room. Just a few, different things. It's almost like this house was enclosed to start with, like really closed up. And then somebody came in and maybe did some updates with it. Like, opening up from the dining room to the living room would be considered probably one of the updates. Like, maybe like this house was all one wall right there, and they just kind of like cut out a section to kind of update it a little bit. And then of course, the kitchen is a little bit big, but it is what it is. And I just felt like it needed some kind of separation here. I was looking, trying to figure out how I was going to design this living room. And my living rooms are always so stinking small. My living rooms are always so small. It's a miracle my Sims even have room for a couch and a TV sometimes because they're so small. But it just seemed like there needed to be like a half wall of some sort or something right there to kind of separate the entrance from the living room. I don't know. It gave me a place to put the TV. That's pretty much why I put it there. It gave me a place to put the TV. That is pretty much the exact reason why I put that there. Yes, it seemed like something needed to be there, but my whole entire reasoning was for a wall or a corner for the TV. And of course, I use a TV that I always forget we have. I actually like that TV. I like those little TVs I can stick in the corner, and I always end up picking that stupid cheap one. But there's actually one not quite as cheap, and it's the one I used in this house. I don't know what kind of moodlets or anything like that they're going to give your Sims, because I know that really cheap one gives like the static moodlet or whatever, but I don't know what that TV is going to give you though. Now those curtains come from Moonlight Hollow, I believe. Don't hold me on that. I'm horrible on my packs, but I believe those come from Moonlight Hollow. So if you don't have that, your game will just replace those curtains with something that you do have. And then I put up a cuckoo clock that I believe is from the store. I don't know off the top of my head what store set it comes from, but I will have it linked in the download page on my website. It will have, everything will be linked. I do use the vintage rotary phone, I believe, is also in the living room. That is free. All you have to have is Generations expansion to get it. If you do not have the Generations expansion, I'm sorry, you won't be able to get that phone, even though it is free. You have to register Generations in order to get that one. But I love that phone. I use it all the time. And Generations, if you don't have it, you might as well just go ahead and get it, because I've tried building already with base game only, and there is nothing for your child Sims, and I think even toddlers, I think, have stuff in it. I'm not sure, but if you don't have Generations, you might as well go ahead and get it, because at least your child Sims will have stuff to do. And you can get a free phone. No, that's not the only reason, but like I said, it is one of them packs that I would recommend that pack, the Generations, just so you can have some more stuff for your children. And I do use an awful lot of stuff from Generations, so if you like my builds, that would probably be one of the packs you're probably going to want to get, because I do use a lot from it. This is obviously the only bedroom. It was a little bit big for me. I was starting to struggle a little bit towards the end on what to do to fill in the space. But I think I get there. It ends up coming along. It's a little bit big, but you know, it works. I tend to prefer smaller rooms because they're easier to fill in, but occasionally they're kind of on the larger side, and I struggle. Sometimes I struggle. So theirs would be a prime example of problems with using constrained floor elevation. You get these points in the floor. They're easily fixed. Just make sure you turn off that cheat as soon as you do the fix. That way you don't mess something else up. It's not the most user-friendly thing to have on your game. I always have move objects on in The Sims 3 and Sims 4. Now, I don't know in The Sims 4 if it still causes a problem on whether or not I have move objects on. But for my builds, it's just a good idea to always know that my move objects is always on. I can't build without it. So, just a little bit more here in the exterior I decided to have. It just seemed like some kind of pathway should go from them stairs to the front. I have the stones there to act like a retaining wall, you know, just to kind of fill in the ugliness of the sloped ground, because it's always quite ugly when you do that. And just throwing in a few more plants, you know, just trying to fill it in a little bit. I'm not really an exterior decorator, and can you believe I still get comments saying, why didn't you decorate the backyard? Well, that's because I don't. I'm just not, I have no vision. I can never figure out what to put in the backyard. I can do front yards, and that's about it. Maybe a side yard. Occasionally the backyard gets something, but not very often. But here are the screenshots. I hope you enjoyed. The download link will be in the description, and any store content, of course, will also be linked on the download page. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.